welcome to Rotted Reviews. And today I come to you with, well, not a review. In fact, I come to you with something completely different and somewhat special that might be making a regular appearance here, and that is, well, I sometimes get contacted by filmmakers for screeners, press releases, things like that. That's perfectly fine. I also sometimes get contacted by filmmakers of their own little personal projects and short films. And they'll often ask me to watch their short film and review it. Oftentimes just kind of one-on-one, private, what did you think of this? What could we improve? That kind of thing. And I'm happy to provide that. It honestly provides me with a whole lot of, warm and fuzzies. Sometimes, though, they stand out. And I watch something truly extraordinary. And for those, I actually kind of wanted to step away from the one-on-one and actually make a little bit of a video presentation. So this is going to be a segment I call Shorts Showcase. If somebody contacts me directly, I'll get their permission ahead of time to make a video about it. But if I feel that it's worthy, then I will make the Shorts Showcase here, and I will do my best to tell you how and where you can find these short films. And today, I have two for you. The first of which is a rather interesting one because as of recording this, it will be debuting in 3 hours. Hopefully I will be getting this out in time, but this will be debuting today at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, noon Pacific Standard Time. And it's called The Wheel, directed by Nikhil Bagar. And as soon as I get a link for this one, I will be posting it in the description or a pinned comment below. So if you're watching this, you want to take a look at it, and it's within that window, take a look for it there. I strongly do recommend you watch it. I thought it was really good. Why do I think it's this good? Well, first of all, how good it looks. See, oftentimes with short films, and I'm not talking about even the pet projects that make it kind of, with the one-on-one dialogue. I'm talking about stuff that actually gets picked up for distribution and added to a compilation film like Watch If You Dare. The aesthetic of it, sometimes it's really hit or miss. At the very least, I'll just put it that way. It's really hit or miss. It's not terribly often we find up getting something that looks as good as this short film of The Wheel does. As a matter of fact, I actually made it a point of sitting to the end credits and making sure to point out who the director of photography was because I wanted to look them up, and sure enough, that explained everything. The DP of this film is James Neist, who you might recognize as the cinematographer of Hush, Annabelle, 4 episodes of The Haunting of Bly Manor. He is a professional in the horror realm and in the world of feature films. So it would stand to reason that this one looks particularly good, but Nikhil didn't just stop there. This actually was a major personal financial investment for him to make this, both in terms of equipment, hiring folks, and so on, and the polish of this really shines through. I had a lot of really positive things to bring to him. First of all, one of the first things that this does is it has very good tracking shots, which does 2 things. First of all, it provides a level of professionalism in terms of how well the tracking shots were done. Going through this house, making the rounds, it established setting, which is an incredibly important thing and something that even feature motion pictures fail to do properly a lot of the time. But by establishing the setting and walking through the rooms, it's something that we all of a sudden get an idea of what this space is, so that when the rest of the short or the rest of the film, fleshes out, we aren't lost geographically from one place to the next. It's an important thing, and it's also a really difficult thing because as you're moving around, you also have to pull focus properly so that you're following a character and you're also trying to establish, what the bookcase looks like, what the window looks like, so on and so forth. You're focusing on the right thing at the right moment when you're traveling through the right angle of the right room. It's an incredibly detailed process, and this nails it. That's just one example of how well this movie really kind of pulled things off. Not to mention, it also has a really good use of shadows and lighting, something that I really did appreciate. This is not a slow burn, mumblegore kind of thing. This is a little bit more along the lines of Lights Out. It's a little bit more of a roller coaster. It's just some fun, but it's done spectacularly well. So again, I will be posting the links to this as soon as the premiere will be happening here. Keep an eye out for this. If you're watching this review later on, please click the link. I recommend very strongly that you check out The Wheel. The next short I want to mention here is The Telltale Heart, directed by McLean Lindquist. This one was a little bit weirder for me because I can tell you all the things that I liked about it and the things that I didn't like and so on and so forth. But the fact of the matter is, I'm describing a movie that you can't watch. Not yet, at any rate. See, when I was talking to the filmmaker, one of the things that I ask is, what are your goals for this? Are you trying for distribution to get added into a compilation film like Watch If You Dare, so on and so forth? Or are you trying to have kind of a small-scale project that you could turn into a funding machine to get a full-length version of it done? That's not unheard of. Actually, in Watch If You Dare, the first segment there was The Stylist, which has a full-length motion picture coming out real soon. I'm really jazzed for that. It was actually the only segment that I thought was actually worth the damn in Watch If You Dare. But it's not unheard of for these shorts to actually turn into something that can be springboarded off of in terms of turning it into a feature-length project. And I was just generally asking, what are your goals with this? What are you trying to do with the Telltale Heart? Is it this, or this? And the response was yes. All of the above. Any of the above. And okay, so I have to, tip my hat to that. But right now, what it's doing is it's making festival circuits. And while it's making the festival circuits, it's not available to just download or watch on Vimeo or YouTube or anywhere along those lines. They do have a copy of it for sale on VHS, but I have to admit, cards on the table, I've always tried to be honest with you, and I'm not going to stop here for the sake of anybody's ego. When I hear that the only method of distribution that they're doing right now is a VHS copy for sale, that just strikes me as just a little bit schlocky. I like VHS as much as the next horror fiend out there, but if that's the only method of production you're doing for your new motion picture, you're not offering any digital downloads, you're not offering any DVD releases, Blu-ray releases, anything along those lines, and it's just VHS only, that just seems like it's a little bit niche for me. But regardless, I do hope that it actually makes it in the festival circuits. I hope that it does get some distribution at some point down the line that's a little bit more viable, because I do like this. I actually thought it was a really well-made short film. It's kind of a modern retelling of the Telltale Heart done in about 25 minutes or so in a condensed, odd format, but the main character was a bit of an eccentric addition to this, which honestly put me off at first, but it didn't improve the character, but I wound up warming up to him anyway. My only real complaint is that if it's going to be modern, if it's going to be somewhat grounded in reality, and you're going to have an eccentric character, that it would probably be best to make that the only eccentric character. But I actually kind of felt that there were some other characters in terms of police officers and so forth that just kind of seemed to be, acting up to here, kind of ramping it up a little bit too hard there and not being grounded in reality, which I think would have offset the main character a little bit better. Just honest truth there. But it had some great gore, it had some great camera work, it had some great lighting. All told, I was actually really pleasantly surprised by it. So I will post all the links possible down below here and take a look for that. If you are a filmmaker and you want me to take a look at your short film, I would be happy to. I would be happy to give you feedback on it. And if it's something that is worthy of a short showcase, I would love to do a video on it. So please get in contact with me. You can check me out. I have my contact information at rottedreviews.com. Thank you so much for watching this. I really hope to see you on my next review. Remember, next time you want to watch a horror movie, first make sure that it's good and rotted.